Hello there, and welcome to day one of your 7-day abs program with me on YouTube. So, welcome. And if you don't know me, my name is Chris, and I teach fitness and do health coaching. I've been in this industry for well over 3 decades. I adore what I do. It is my life's passion to bring fitness and wellness to everyone, no matter where you are in your journey. And I figured, what a better way to kick off July than with a 7-day abs program. So these workouts will be about 20 minutes long, easy to follow, all core focused, which I believe is really the foundation for all our movement. And that is why I chose Pilates abs for day one. So I'm going to start standing and then work our way to the mat. The only thing you need is your beautiful self. And if you like a sweat towel or water bottle, I recommend having some water handy. You can pause this and rewatch it. You can watch this over and over again and do the workout as an add-on or maybe your workout of the day. I really believe 15 to 20-minute workouts are the way forward if you're struggling with time. Who isn't struggling for time? There are workouts on my channel that are 45 minutes to an hour. If you have that, great. Many of them can be broken up, and I love that about those kind of workouts, that they can be split into two. So I'm going to turn some music on. We're going to do a quick 2-minute warm up, and I'll go over some of the things we're going to be doing. And then today's workout is going to be interval style. So all the intervals will be about a minute, which will give you time to get into the movement. Can always take breaks. It's a Pilates flow, so you will see a lot of the foundational Pilates moves. Some of them I put a little spin on to make them a little bit more fitness. So let's get started. So I'm going to turn on the music. Just a very gentle warm up. Like I said, we'll start standing. If you use a fitness tracker, you could turn it on Pilates or core, abs, something like that. So I'm really excited for this 7-day journey. It's going to be all different workouts: standing core, Pilates core, which we're doing today, cardio core. Oh, there's Jenny. Cardio core, weighted core. So really things that you can either add on or do, together to make a longer workout. So I'm just going to turn the glare down on this so you can see a little better. And I'm going to turn my fan on. And we're going to get started. So the warm-up will not be timed, but we are going to start standing. And your focus for the day is, I just want it to be breath. Just breathe. Because sometimes in Pilates, we struggle with, when do we breathe? Do we exhale? Do we inhale? Just breathe. And that's going to be perfect. So we're just going to start standing, finding that connection to our core. Our perfect Pilates posture is feet apart, kind of equal distribution of weight. And we're going to start right from the top, from the head. We're going to bring our head to the right and left. Just kind of breathe with it. Release any tension in your neck. Just try to relax your shoulders, soften your gaze. Good. Know that the next 20 minutes is for you to have a stronger, more functional core. It's all about precision and control. Come back to center. We're going to roll those shoulders back. And also, it's just so healthy for your back and your spine. We work the spine in all different directions in Pilates. Good. Last one. Good. And then we're just going to go up and over to the right and to the left. Just getting that spine to bend. Be very aware of your feet here. So slight bend in the knee. And just have that little core connection. That bracing, gentle bracing of the core, I would call it. And come back to center. And bring the arms up in front. Take your right arm and open with a little gentle twist. Bring them down. Do that again. Front raise and a little twist. Good. Getting that spine to rotate now. Good. So very functional warm up for what we're doing today. Let's do one more each side, getting those shoulders to go. Good. And let's do one more. Good. And then you're going to bring your fingertips to your temples. You can open up your feet a little wider. And we're going to round through the spine and then open the chest. This is our little standing cat-cow. So we're opening the chest here with a little extension, bracing the core, and then rounding. So we don't want to force anything. You don't need to bring your elbows together. Just want you to open up the chest. Usually rounding forward is a little bit easier to do because that's what we do in life all day. We kind of round forward over our device or when we're driving. So opening is so important. Last one. Good. And we're going to turn to the side and we're just going to start rolling down. So you're going to nod the chin and just imagine you're rolling off an imaginary wall and then roll back right up. Push into your heels as you roll up. I like a little opening of the chest there. And then we start again. Nod the chin, roll, roll, roll. And just kind of let your spine just kind of hang, rounding and creating space through the vertebrae. Do that one more time. And on this one, we're going to hold it down there. And then bend the knees a little more if you need. And we're going to walk out to downward facing dog. So just go right into pedaling those feet. And pushing the hips back. So just a little stretch for the hamstrings, the calves, the feet. And then if you're ready, you can press both heels down. And just enjoy that stretch. Shoulders away from the ears. There goes the shirt. And then we're going to slowly bring our knees down. If you need a little pad for your knee, that's fine. And then we're going to go into an all fours position here. Just finishing our warm up here with a little cat and cow here. Rounding and then extending. So rounding through that spine and then really a generous arch there. Drawing the shoulder blades down, keeping the shoulders away from your ears, creating that space. Last one. Good. All right. We're going to go right into move one. I'm going to change the music. And we're going to go right into our intervals. So this is going to keep me honest with how long we're doing things. All right. So we're going to come back to that all fours. The first one is our alternating bird dog. Nice straight spine. And we're going to take our right arm and our left leg away and bring it right back to center, keeping our spine neutral. And just kind of lengthening out, seeing how far you can bring your fingertip and your foot away from your center, keeping your spine nice and long. Now, as you do this, you might want to hold a little longer. Make sure you're breathing. This is a beautiful movement for the spine, lengthening through the crown of the head. So just keep your gaze right here. So you can start holding these a little longer now. You can add even a little bit of a press away. Done that in some of my other videos, where we press away from that center. And we're going to take a rest. Very nice. All right. I'm going to come to a seated position for a partial roll up. So your feet are going to be down, and then halfway through I'll show you the regular full roll up. So we're just going to start really nice and tall here, and we're going to C-shape the spine as we roll, okay? Sit up nice and tall. Nod the chin, we're going to roll into that C shape and then roll right back up. So this would be a partial roll up. I like to start here. And I like a little slight bend in the knee. And you roll down to where you feel comfortable. So I'm going to show you the full. Roll down. And I'm just going to keep it here and roll up to save a little time. So if you want, you can roll all the way down. Bring your arms over your head. Pick your arms up, nod the chin, look towards your feet, and roll it up. Good. So you pick a variation that works for you. I'm modifying slightly and just keeping the arms in front, but it might feel better for you to keep the arms over the head, but you really want to use your core to bring the arms up first and then nod the chin and roll. Nice job. Let's just take a spine stretch forward during this 30-second break. So we're going to sit up tall and round and take our eyes to our belly button. And then you can come back up, make it like a little functional break. Exhale. And let's prepare for our next movement. So you're going to come down to what we call tabletop. And your knees are going to be over your hips, heels in line with your knees, and we're just going to hold the position. Okay, so we're going to start here and take your palms and just tuck the tailbone so you're gently pressing your back into the mat, and you're just going to press your hands into your thighs and your thighs into your hands. It's quite hard. You can also do this in a crunch position here. And I want you to imagine that pressure there. All right, so halfway through, we'll change this. If you need a break, put the head down. Good. And then we're just going to bring our arms down. And now we're just going to do tabletop tap downs for the rest of the interval. You can also have your arms up to make it a little harder. And as you tap the heel, could be the toe as well, you want to make sure you have that connection to your core and that you're not arching through the back. Some of us have a natural arch, and that's fine. Good. And we'll finish one more. And just hug your knees in and rock side to side. Good. All right. The next one, we're going to modify 100 for the 100. So I'm going to have my feet down, and I'll progressively make this harder. We're going to pump for 4 and reach for 2. So you can also pump for 4 and put your hands behind your head to support for 2. All right, so curl the head up. Pump 2, 3, 4, reach, reach. Pump 2, 3, 4, reach, reach. Now, if you want to make this harder, go up into tabletop. Pump 2, 3, 4, reach, reach. You can also bring those legs up. But we're going to keep the 4 pumps and the 2 reaches. So I'm looking towards my belly button. And if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can lower both legs to that hollow hold position. So you don't have to stay there for the whole minute. You can vary those legs. So you might want to come up. You can take your hands behind your head. Pump 2, 3, 4, curl, curl. Pump 2, 3, 4, curl, curl. Good. Last one. Hug those knees in. You might want to look right and left. I'm just loving this format that it's 60 seconds of work and you get that 30-second transition. Okay, the next one is going to be a single leg stretch. We're going to bring one knee in, extend the other. Again, you can do this with the head up or down. So you're going to extend, pull in, breathe in, and breathe out. Here we go. And I'll show you a fun variation. So one hand can be on the outside, and then one kind of pulls that knee in. And if it's hard for you to hold the head up, you can absolutely do this here. Just keep looking up or looking a little bit out in front of you. Because if you look up and back too far, that might really give you more tension in your head. We don't want that. And if you want, you can do a straight leg pull. These are also called scissors. And some people do it with a little double pump. It is up to you. Pilates can be very individual. Come on. Good, almost there. Really brace that core. Think about how your body feels. And last one. Hug those knees in. Now, if you wanted to here, you could take a little side-to-side knee drop. Good. Open up that chest. So we're just rolling those knees side to side, keeping the shoulder blades down. This is nice to do in between. All right, the next one is going to be crisscross. This is my favorite because I do this in all my classes. We're going to have the hands behind the head, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up, and we're going to pulse for 2 and switch. Switch, switch. And you can also do this with a tap down, just like that. You can also do it here. Okay, that's fine too, if you don't want to lift your head up. I like that little hold before you switch. And you're constantly thinking of shoulder to knee, not elbow. Your elbow might touch. You want to get that nice twist. Exhale. Almost there. Take a break when you need to. I know these intervals are long. The hands are light, just supporting the head. Love this one. See how far you can push the knee in gently and press the leg out, kind of like bird dog. So we're extending away from that center. All right, we have one more here before we change position. And this is leg lower. This is, again, another one of my favorites. I'm going to flex my feet and I'm going to have my hands down. You're going to really find that connection to your core. So I like a straight leg here. You can bend the knees a little bit, or you can do this with a tabletop position, which is back to here. Let's start out with a single leg lower and up. So I'm going to flex on the way down and point on the way up. Love this one. And you're keeping your hips down and grounded. Remember to breathe. Now you can take this to a double leg lower, but I always like to start here to really get that slowness, that precision and control. You can also do it here with your head, neck, and shoulders lifted. So we're at the halfway point, so if you want to add that one in, you can. And I'm keeping my gaze right here as opposed to looking up. And if you want to throw in a double, you don't have to go that low. I like my feet together here. And I flex on the way down. And I point on the way up. I just find having the feet together really helps that connection. And hug the knees in. Go ahead and roll yourself up, or you can roll to your side to come up. And we're going to go to a seated position for a variation of a boat position. So let's just take a spine stretch. Now you're not reaching for your toes here. This one is all about C-shaping the spine and separating the vertebrae. All right, so we're going to start with our knees bent, heels down. And we're going to go back to that little rounded, almost like a partial roll down. And we're going to bring our hands together and we're going to twist up and over. Now I'll show you a couple of variations here. Up and over, up and over. I'm inhaling and then exhaling as I twist. If your back starts to feel it, come up and take a stretch, no problem. Now you can also take the arms here. It's a really lovely variation, the fingertips together. And if you want to make it a little harder, you're going to bring one leg up. I like this variation the best. This is probably my favorite. So I feel like there's a nice straight line from elbow to elbow, and it slows me down a little bit. Now, if you're feeling good and you want to lift both legs up and hold, you can do a few here, as long as it's not too much on your low back. Last one. Nice. All right, let's take that spine stretch. Bring the arms in front and stretch. And if you want a big hamstring stretch, go ahead and fold forward and then roll it up. Roll those shoulders back a couple times. All right, we're changing position to our side. You can either be on your hand and knee for this one, for a crunch, or you can be on elbow and knee. I'm going to start with hand. My hand is right under my shoulder. I'm going to reach over my head and I'm going to crunch and kick. Now you can crunch and tap the toe, but you want to get that big reach over your head. Make sure you're not here. You go at your pace. You want to, again, really reach, just like we did in bird dog and in that single leg stretch. We want to see how far can we get the fingertips and the toes away from that center. I'm going to show you a variation of this one. So you can be on your elbow. This doesn't work for everybody, so you can absolutely stay up on your hand. So you're going to lift the hips, extend the leg, and do your crunch here. This is a little harder on your shoulder and a little harder on the underside of your core. So you can really mix and match. When you have a minute, you can really find what variation works for you. Good. All right, let's go into a child's pose before we go to the other side. Almost there. Nice job. We're going to go right to the other side. So I'm going to go right to my elbow, but you can be on your hand. Move the hips, extend. So you can tap that toe. Okay, just like I did there. Or you can crunch and kick it out. Kicking it out is a little bit more outer thigh. So you pick which variation you like. My hips are up the whole time, so you're getting a lot of core here. And I'm going to just show that variation that I did. And if you don't like being on your hand, you can always be on your fist. Just make sure your fist or your hand and your knee are in line. Good. I like to kind of look where my arm is, going over my head. Good. I'm going to go back to my elbow. And come on down. Good job. All right, we're going to go into a little extension here. So come all the way down and just come into a little cobra for your break here. So we call this swan dive, where you can have the arms out and you just lower the chest and lift. Pressing your hips down. This is your little break. Good. All right, and from here we're going right into our superhero. So we're going to keep the arms extended out, and I'm going to go opposite arm, opposite leg. So contract to the abdominals, lift right arm and left leg, left arm and right leg. Halfway through, I'm going to show you a variation. You can always lift both, and then you determine how much of an extension you want when you lift the chest. So the one thing you want to be aware of is reaching to the crown of the head and not actively picking the head up. I see that all the time. So I'm going to show you my fun variation, which is palms in, and I'm going to add a little back pull. This is an excellent variation of this. You can lift one leg or both, lifting from the glutes, keeping those hips down. And reach long, last one. And we're going to take a shell pose or a child's pose from here. And on this one, this time let's bring it to the side. We have one more exercise, which is going to be an elbow plank. And I'll show you a variation for that. We're all going to start out with the variation. Okay. So you have your hands apart like this, okay? And you bring your knees down and your hips forward. You can point your toes or flex, and this is where you can stay. Contracting through the core, should be feeling the core, and you can stay here, okay? Just make sure you're not up here, or you can curl your toes, lift the knees, and find your elbow plank. And from here, we're going to alternate tapping the knee. Now you can have turn your palms in with thumbs up like I just did, but you want to reach to the crown of the head. Now if this is too much for you, you can stay here and you can alternate lifting the knee. This is a really nice variation. This is more for core stability and strength. Use your breath. This is quite challenging. Either one is challenging. And I'm going to ask that you roll to your big toes. So you're trying to move the knee without disturbing the pelvis. One more. Bring it down. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to change the music. I'd like you to go into your shell pose. And we're just going to kind of cool down a little bit here. All right, beautiful job. So those are some of my favorite exercises to do. Come up to all fours. Hands under your shoulders, the knees under your hips. Let's come back to a couple of cat-cows. It's like I feel like you can never do enough of this one. And we're going to do a quick thread the needle. So we're going to bring the hips back just a little bit. We're going to take the arm closest to me and bring it up, opening that shoulder. Thread it underneath and hold. Bring the side of your face down. And you can either keep that arm here or extend it out. And then open up that shoulder one more time and bring it down to the other side. Really opening up, find that open shoulder, thread it under. Now you can keep going with your thread or you can just hold like I am. It's a great way to pull down the spine, great way to warm up the spine too. Open up one more time, maybe getting a little more space and bring it down. We're going to roll to our back, the little shoulder bridge to cool down the spine. And you're going to roll down. You can use your roll down here. Or you can hold on your legs as you come down. And you're going to pick your head up and just look at your heels. Make sure they're close to your glutes. Arms gently resting at your side. And we're going to tilt the pelvis and come up to the shoulder blades. And roll it down one vertebrae at a time. So you can take this slowly. Hands are relaxed. We're just cooling down. And let's hold the next one up. Tilt the pelvis. Roll, roll, roll. And you want to imagine almost like a ski slope from your shoulders to your knees. You can stay here, or you can bring your arms over. This is a lovely variation. My step is in the way, but it's okay. You can go to goalpost arms too, if you're running out of room like me. And just make sure you have that core connection. This is a great position for your spine. Stay with your breath. Feel it in your quads too. You're squeezing your glutes, which is part of your core, your hamstrings, your core, abs. Slowly bring it down. And one knee at a time is going to come in. Cross the ankles, just circle those knees. I love having the ankles connected here. Just feels good. And then go the other way. Thank you for joining me for day one of your 7-day ab core program. These can be add-ons. Point and flex the feet. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. And shoulders down, eyes to your belly button. Roll it up. Excellent job. So these can be added on to any workout. They can be your workout of the day. I hope you loved that. This was a timed interval. Some of them are just going to be a flow, but I hope you enjoyed this workout today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 2.